Hey, I want to tell you about a podcast real quick that I'm about halfway through.
Yeah.
That's kind of on the same topic here, of sorts. And I mentioned about you having a normalcy bias, so it's hard for you to get to you have a natural disposition to not believe conspiracy
Right.
stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's a podcast that I stumbled on last night. It's Chris Williamson and Eric Weinstein, and two hyper intelligent individuals. I'm about halfway through it. I highly recommend it. I'm gonna send it to you.
Yeah.
But it's got 8.4 million views at this point.
Are they telling me why I should believe in conspiracy theories?
No, no. It's just it kind of peels the onion back about intellectuals, highly, smart people, so to say, overly educated people or overeducated people, just having a natural disposition and a normalcy bias to not want to believe, quote unquote, conspiracy theories. He just talked about these conspiracies don't mean something's not true. He's like, there's people who create conspiracies on the inside who are part of conspiracies, and on the outside, there's the people who aren't on the inside, and you're trying to understand these, and therefore these are theories of trying to understand the conspiracies. He's like, there's nut jobs out there, and I guess everybody always points to Alex Jones as being a conspiracy theory nut job, but you and I are just conspiracy theorists the way we break down the elections and stuff. We're theorizing.
Right. Yeah.
It doesn't make us crazy people.
No, I mean, but we're right. We're coming up with different scenarios that could happen here and there, right?
Sure. And at the end of the day, that's kind of what I don't know. I'm gonna make this available. Anybody that wants it,
I'll listen to it.
You need 3 hours or 2.5 hours of your time, but it's two super intelligent people that have the disposition to not believe everything they hear, and they're explaining it from in a non-insulting way for a guy like me to understand their position.
I mean, I totally agree that we should not believe everything we hear or read because it's been a problem. My problem with but I don't think everything's a conspiracy either. I think there becomes like conspiracy-a-thon where everything has to be a conspiracy. And the reason and this comes from my prosecution years is why I think this, because every time I'm prosecuting some dudes involved in anything, someone talks every time they talk. I mean, they can't keep like robbing the freaking gas station quiet. Somebody on the street said, yeah, man, guess what we did? So it's like when they had a conspiracy to rob a gas station, somebody leaks it. So my thing with conspiracies, it's like, say we were talking about the moon landing the other day, and like with the conspiracy that big, like somebody would have said something. Like
let's pull it to a more day-to-day thing.
Okay.
Here, something more realistic. The city of Jackson corruption stuff.
Right.
That's a conspiracy.
Yeah.
There was a conspiracy to commit a crime.
Absolutely.
You and I are theorizing about how that conspiracy unfolded or could have unfolded. Therefore, we are conspiracy theorists.
Okay, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah, I mean,
you see what I'm saying here?
That's fair. Yeah.
So, I mean, everything can be a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
It's not just moon landings. It's not just government New World takeover stuff.
Yeah, right.
Like everything can be a conspiracy theory. So when you look at it like that, it does make understanding people who are trying to understand these bigger geopolitical things that can get a little bit more fantasy world.
Right.
But that's what happens when the people on the inside don't give you the information. It's like, well, you're left to theorize. And what are people's natural inclination for the most part is going to be to go to the wildest extreme of the theory. Because, well, if you're not going to tell me anything, I'm just going to assume the worst.
Yeah.
Let's take a break real quick. We'll be right back on the least biased show on the radio and the internet. This is the Clay Edwards Show with Shaun. See, we can be, if you're biased both directions, you're unbiased.
Yeah, right.
We'll be right back. I don't know how to articulate what I gathered from that show.
No, that made a lot of sense what you just said.
But you will really enjoy it. I hit play last night when I was eating dinner and was just drawn to it. I finally had to cut it off so I could go to sleep.
What's it called though? I'm looking right here.
I think
okay. Eric Weinstein.
I think it's just the Chris Williams show.
That exists.
Like you can read that. So Eric Weinstein is a mathematician, economist, former managing director, and chief of he worked for Peter Thiel. He's like worked for Thiel Capital, and he's a former educator. So I'm just going to read the description here for people in the comments. It says it feels like the world is reaching a fever pitch, from deep fakes to cheap fakes, AI girlfriends to senile presidents. We've never had more access to information, and yet it's never been harder to work out what is true. So what do? That's something you and I have talked about. We have so much access to information that's made us dumber.
Yeah, absolutely.
Expect to learn Eric's thoughts on the 2024 presidential election, whether we are being gaslit on a global scale by the media, the future of string theory, and what's next for theoretical physics, why we have canned humor, and what that means as a society. Eric's thoughts on Joe Rogan, what my biggest weakness as a human are, and much more. Anyway, it's just a really, really good podcast.
I'm gonna check it out. I'll try to listen today.
Because Eric Weinstein is who Rogan brought on to explain to who's the actor from Hustle and Flow that thinks he's a physicist now. The black dude.
I don't know.
You know the black dude from Hustle and Flow.
I don't think I've seen Hustle and Flow. I'll be honest with you. I don't think I've watched that.
Famous black actor. People in the comments, who was the black actor from Hustle and Flow that was on Joe Rogan that thinks he's a physicist now?
Terence Howard.
Terence Howard.
I just liked his picture and it was.
Yeah. Terence Howard.
He thinks he's a physicist now?
Yeah. Self-taught physicist.
Really? I didn't even know that. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Funny. Yeah. Like he had this just mind-blowing Joe Rogan episode where he was just talking about the periodic table and just all this stuff. And it was like most controversial Rogan episode ever.
Really?
Yeah. So he brought Eric Weinstein on, who is legitimately a genius, to explain to him what he was right about, what he was wrong about. How it was just really good because he did it in a very not a demeaning way.
Yeah.
Like he walked through it all and explained to him politely. And it's just like, man, what a phenomenal way to communicate. Actually politely explain to somebody, you're wrong, but here's what you're right about. And let me tell you how to get to where you want to go. And it's like, as society, I have no interest in learning about physics necessarily. That's just above my pay grade.
Right.
Anything past normal math is above my pay grade. But it was really interesting watching the way they communicated respectfully about such a unique topic that was created such controversy inside that community. I hope I articulated that well.
So Terrence didn't sound like a total idiot?
No, he was actually way more right than people wanted to give him credit for.
Really?
He's a smart guy.
Yeah.
We're back.
Oh.
We're about to be back. Welcome back into the Clay Edwards Show. This segment brought to you by Pure Air Consultants. For over 40 years, Pure Air Consultants has been delivering exceptional cooling systems to Central Mississippi. They want to remind you that consistent expert maintenance on your system improves your indoor air quality significantly. It also helps your system operation improve their efficiency by 20 to 40%, have an increased useful life, and have fewer failures. Be sure to check out the residential HVAC maintenance plan for Pure Air Consultants. They proudly offer it. So if you have any questions or you would like to sign up, contact them today at mypureairconsultants.com. Shaun?
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's read a few Guns and Gear texts, man. Woodro says, if I can get my phone pulled up. Woodro says, people have had something to say about the moon landing, in particular Stanley Kubrick. He stayed on his estate forever after making the moon landing. All his film crew died under very questionable circumstances. So Woodrow saying that Stanley Kubrick filmed the moon landing and he never left his home again after he did it, and everybody who helped him do it died is how they were able to keep it quiet.
Oh, okay.
That's a theory. That's it. I look, I want to believe that we went to the moon. So I have a bias that refuses to let me believe that our American excellence was fabricated.
Yeah.
Even if it was,
Mhm.
you could show me the evidence, and I wouldn't. I have decided that, and we've gone down this rabbit hole, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I have decided that the moon landing happened, and you'll never convince me otherwise, because what is the upside to faking the moon landing? But on the flip side, I also believe that we have aliens in captivity here, that have crash landed here. I mean,
See, I can buy that, and I probably actually tend to believe that is possibly true or maybe true.
yeah.
But whereas I absolutely believe that we landed on the moon, and I don't see why we would have faked it at all.
I do too.
I mean, I don't, I mean, just to beat the Soviets. I mean, I guess that would have been the only reason.
Yeah.
And what if it came out that we faked it? That would have made us look even stupider at the time,
Yeah. I mean, look, I just go back to how many people it would take to cover that up.
There was 400,000 people involved in the Apollo program. 400,000 people.
They have not even been able to. They have not even been able to keep the Kennedy assassination quiet.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
I mean, like, in theory, only about 2 people should know that.
And a DA in New Orleans figured it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you watch the movie JFK, I read his book, Jim Garrison stuff.
Mhm.
I mean, he figured it out. That's how it's got the ball rolling on the whole thing.
I mean, look, and I believe in a lot of the crazy things that people say are conspiracy theories. Our government killed Kennedy. Our government killed Martin Luther King Jr., I believe.
I believe those things. Actually, those are the ones we probably agree on, you know, and there's a lot of evidence for that. And actually, the House Select Committee on Assassinations did one where they, in the 1970s, where they said there was a probable conspiracy in the JFK assassination. I mean, over 40, 50 years ago, they said that.
I 100% believe that they're going to attempt to kill Trump again.
I mean,
if
he's elected, you mean? Or between now and Tuesday?
But no, but what if he's elected between then and the 20th? I do not think they're going to allow. And I guess I did a day in my life vlog yesterday. Did a bunch of little videos and strung it together. I was going to post it here when we get off the show. At some point, I got to create a thumbnail for it. It's about a 40-minute long video just off from me from the time I woke up to yesterday. And I actually hit this in my vlog, and I said, let's play it through that they do kill Trump. Let's just pretend for a second that happens after he's elected. Then you have JD Vance, right? Well, Trump's a proven commodity. You know what you have in Trump. JD Vance, while we all like him right now, he's going to be on Joe Rogan today, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that. Could the deep state compromise JD and get him on board to do what they want him to do if they got Trump out of the way? I would like to think no, but we don't know because he is kind of an unknown commodity in that sense.
Oh, here I'm saying 100% they could. And I can give you a lot of reasons why I think that.
Yeah.
Number one, I mean, this is a guy that said, I'm a never Trump guy, compared him to Hitler. So obviously, and now he's like, I love Trump. He's in my point by saying that.
And I agree with you.
He's doing this for power. Who wants power? So now he's like, I love Trump. Yeah, he wants to be vice president. I get it. Yeah, I think he could easily be manipulated to whatever was good for him.
Me too. And that's why I think it would make sense.
Right.
If we're in crazy town.
Yeah.
But they have tried to shoot Trump twice.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that crazy. It's not that crazy anymore.
I mean, it really isn't.
I mean, I wouldn't take that, like if you said that, like, is that, it's absolutely a possibility.
Yeah. I mean, So yeah, to the point of believing in conspiracy theories, I believe in them. If we want to call them conspiracy, if wacko, crazy government conspiracy stuff, I 100% believe in all that. I just also believe that we landed on the damn moon. Everything's not a conspiracy theory. It's like me and Shaun were talking the other day about election theft. Shaun says, okay, I'll go. I'm putting words in your mouth a little bit here, but Shaun said, okay, let's say 2020 was stolen. Does that mean every election y'all lose moving forward is stolen? I said, no, it does not mean every election moving forward will be stolen. I just believe this one was.
But you would agree that there's a contingent of people that now are making every election stolen.
Sure.
Everything is stolen, no matter what. It's like
100%.
It's like it's like social contagion. Like it's like transgenderism. It's becoming like that.
Sometimes the favorite loses.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it happens.
I mean, it happens in football every weekend.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, who thought freaking Vanderbilt was going to beat Alabama?
And damn near beat Texas.
Damn near beat Texas. I mean, it happens. It just. I mean, I just don't want to see, like, even let's say you and I know we don't, but let's say we agree that 2020 was stolen. I just don't want to see where it's like every election when you lose, whoever loses, now it's stolen. and then that undermines the entire system forever, right?
Well,
because then why even have elections? I mean,
well, I bet you $100 that whoever loses this one says it's stolen.
I think that's exactly what's going on. That's unfortunate too. I think
It's got us in a toxic place.
it really does. I mean, I think if Trump loses, these people are going to say that. I think Kamala and the Democrats are so dug in that they're going to come up with something, too, if they lose. I mean,
But
I
we
really
told you he's Hitler.
Yeah, it's going to be something like that. I mean, it's horrible. I mean, like the Declaration of Independence said, when the old government ain't working, tear it down and build a new one. I don't know. Sometimes you think we're at that point because it's just it's catastrophe.
It is, and that's what's bad about this, and that is a threat to the republic, whatever, whatever
The
terminology.
stability of the republic. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we are teetering on the edge when nobody trusts our elections except whoever won it that year. Well, of course it's not stolen. I won.
Yeah, I won. It's it.
But when the losing side never accepts the result, you've got a problem. Let's take our last break of the day. Come back. Online audience, don't go nowhere. We're going to be riding with y'all to the very end here. We'll be right back on WYAB. Let's see here what the text say.
Hey, look at the mic covers I'm getting. You'll like this. So since her and I are doing that show,
do I know?
Since her and I are going to do a red blue show.
Oh yeah, I like it.
That's a good idea. The mic split,
I like it. Yeah, the red and blue look great. All right, online audience. Appreciate you guys for tuning in today. Thought we had a good show. We're gonna have a few more like this up our sleeves as we get ready. And don't forget, I know it's been on the bottom of the screen the entire show, but we definitely got the election night coverage going, starting at 6 p.m. Tuesday night. Me and Shaun will have an array of guests throughout the evening. We don't have a set end time. We're gonna go until they put a lid on it for the night. I don't think we're gonna get a winner unless it's just an absolute landslide one way or the other. Announced election night, but we'll see. We're gonna play it by ear. I'm here to. I'll commit to midnight.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're good to midnight.
I'll commit to midnight. It's 6 hours.
If someone brings some alcohol, one.
Yeah.
And Lindsay and I are going to do a election eve podcast at 5:00 on Monday, so people want to tune into that too.
Cool. So. All right, online audience, thank y'all. I'm going to log off here because when we come back, we're just going to land the plane with the other guys. No sense in forcing y'all to hang out for that. Appreciate everybody. Hit that share button, please. As you log off of here, hit that share button and go out. You've got till noon Saturday to absentee vote. There's no sense in not taking advantage of that unless you just enjoy sitting in long lines on election day, which, I mean, hey, that can be fun too. I always meet some cool people in those lines. I kind of a glutton for punishment myself. I sort of enjoy it now that I get to vote in Rankin County, not Jackson. But with that said, most of you qualify for absentee voting. Go do it. This has been the Clay Edwards Show with Shaun Yurtkaran. I will see y'all back here tomorrow, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. And who knows when I'll pop up online today. We're waiting on the other hat to drop in Jackson.
Yep.
Anything could happen at any moment or not at all. We'll be conspiracy theorists until it happens. Then we'll be conspiracy factists.
Right.
Peace out.